Sometimes that is better.
Welcome to a very special Saturday edition of Give Me Back My Horror Movies. Charlie, we
Yeah.
had an incredible interview.
Oh, we did. I was just sitting here thinking if someone's not listening on a Saturday, they're going to be really confused.
Yeah, they're going to be, but this episode drops on a Saturday, so now they know.
Barring technical difficulties, yes, it will
You're
drop on
only
Saturday.
allowed to listen to this episode on a Saturday now.
Do I have to put that in the show notes?
Yes.
Oh. I don't want to go that far.
No. I don't know how do we police that?
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can.
There's no button for me to click in, Podbean for that.
Silly.
Where are we at now? What are we doing? Yeah, we did an amazing interview.
Jim Ojala on the show.
Yes.
Who is a practical effects wizard. And Charlie, how did we get in touch with Jim?
Well, because of our super detective work when a movie trailer for Crabs dropped and Pete sent it to the entire network yelling at us, we must find these people. We found the director, Pierce Barrelsheimer. If I mess that up, Pierce, please don't be mad at me. And I found Jim Ojala's Instagram, who I found out did the special effect. So Sludge over at Monster Movie Stompdown got in touch with the director of Crabs, Pierce, and we did a interview over there, and I got to sit in on it because Mark wasn't able to. So I got to see the screener. I've already seen the movie, and we asked Pierce about the person that did all the special effects, and then asked if he would put us in touch with him, which he did. And I think I did a post or something about the interview, wasn't it, Nate?
Yeah, and then I tagged Jim in a comment of like, he should come onto our show.
Yep.
And we were lucky and he agreed. Now, we go into the interview and we cover just a little bit of his work. The man has done close to 100 different movies, music videos, short films. We're talking Hellboy 2. We are talking
X-Men Last Stand.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did stuff on True Blood, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
yes.
This guy has been around. He knows what he's doing. He is fantastic at what he does. And he got his start at Troma.
On, what is it, Toxic Avenger 4? The Citizen
Toxic Avenger 4 is where he got his start. We had some technical difficulties with this interview, and we lost everything that came about with his internship with Lloyd Kaufman at Troma and how he got his start. But the man's got an incredible story, and he recently did his own movie, Strange Nature, that we talk about as well, where he was the writer, the director, the special effects guy. I mean, the man does it all.
When Nate says everything, we lost about 8 minutes of the conversation. So we get a real quick overview of, we asked the general question, how'd you get started? So we got his internship talk of being at Lloyd Kaufman's, through Troma. Everything else was fine though. We had some connectivity issues, but we felt like we should tell you this part because we didn't want you to be like, why didn't you ask him this question? We did. And unfortunately,
and it went away.
It went away. But the good thing is he has done other interviews, and he does talk about his time on, even his early stuff on one of those public access television shows. So it's out there if you want to see it. But what we got from him, I feel, was a little bit more deeper into some more specifics. And yeah, we could have talked for 3 hours with him, but he had an event that you will hear about in the interview that he had to be at that night, and Nate was already fanboying about that.
Yeah, we had to pull me away. I was having too much fun.
These two hit it off really fast, so it's really awesome. again, the interview is fantastic. One minor hiccup, we lost a little bit, but you won't notice it in the interview. We just felt
Yeah,
like we should let you know we did.
This man fits perfectly into our throwback of movies, the DIY attitude, and just supporting independent movies.
Absolutely.
He was a blast.
Yeah. Whilst he's worked on big budget movies, he also wants to make his own stuff. And, Strange Nature is a passion project that he did himself. So he is independent. It is his own design studio. He just had an amazing costume done for Comic-Con.
Yeah, for the IGN website, which he
Yeah.
teased us for in this interview, but we did it, a few weeks back, and we didn't even know what it was going to be. So go over to his Instagram page, Ojala FX.
OJALA FX. But yeah, no, so we did talk about some stuff. This episode did come out after Comic-Con, but like I said, you can go check all that stuff out on Instagram, and it's dude does amazing work. Period. So they'll hear everything in this interview, I guess, Nate. So
Yep, that's it.
All right, man. Before we get this thing going, let's drop a real quick commercial. What do you say?
Let's do it.
We'll be back following these messages.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy,
Kilmore Crites.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave,
I have the weirdest boner.
and Pete.
IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Try that again.
As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school, but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Dangerous Dan Colley, the Professor Jimmy Street, and the Plastic Sheik Jared are the undisputed six-man tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This trio does it all, and all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling!
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down with me, Stompy, and my brother Frank.
Hi, I'm Frank.
Join us, Sludge, Mark, and Ruben 3 times a month as we review monster movies from around the world.
And don't forget about the monthly contest and trivia.
Not only that, Frank, but you will find extra content like the Underdogs, Monster Mash Wednesdays, and the Friday Night Fights, each week exclusively on our Facebook and Instagram.
So please join us at the Monster Movie Stomp Down.
Your one-stop chomp for monster movie reviews, news, interview, trivia, laughs, and of course me, Stompy.
And Frank.
Hey, this is the one-man gold mine, the one-man enterprise of professional wrestling and all entertainment, Flynn Hendricks. And you better believe when I'm looking for a good podcast to listen to, I go to my own. I go to the I Know You Hear Me podcast hosted by me, Flynn Hendricks.
That is such a fresh perspective for how you should look at life, too. I love that.
And then when I'm feeling spooky, I go to my other podcast, Tales from the Haunt, where myself...
I want my head shoved inside a 15-pound silicone mask more. I want to have a bucket of sweat coming off me at the end of the night.
And just Jeff.
Dogs don't lay eggs, Flynn.
Talk to other scare actors about what it takes to get into the world of scare acting. So if you're curious about how people became professional wrestlers, actors, prioritized their mental health, became entrepreneurs, avoided burnout, or got into scare acting, you need to go check out I Know You Hear Me and Tales from the Haunt, available on all podcasting platforms. And I know you hear me.
Welcome back.
All right. And without further ado, Here's our interview with Jim Ojala.
All right, everybody. Time for our very special interview this episode. Nate and I are sitting with Jim Ojala, special effects extraordinaire, if I may. Why don't you say hello to the people, Jim?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. I'm very psyched.
Yeah. So,
thank you
Jim
for responding to my Instagram comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we also had a little bit of inside track. So, if you guys listen to our other network show, the Monster Movie Stomp Down, we interviewed Pierce, and I'm not going to mess up his last name. I'm just going to say the director of Crabs. Jim's laughing because he's like, "Yeah, I know. It's like Beers Holes or something
We're
like that."
I know, we're like, is that a real name? You know? Yeah.
I think he gets asked that all the time because it's like either how do you pronounce it or is it real? I'm not 100% sure.
We're like, is this like Burgermeister Meisterburger, or is this like a real name? You know?
So we had interviewed Pierce, and it was, Crabs is a giant kaiju monster movie with a bunch of little crabs running around, some spectacular practical special effects. So we asked Pierce about who did it, and he put us in contact with Jim through Instagram, and just kind of worked out that we were like, hey, we want to talk more to this guy, a little bit about Crabs, but more about Jim's history, some of his movies. You've got one hell of a IMDb
hell of a resume
there. Yeah,
but also there was 2 movies that was on that resume that made me go, oh man, and then I like fangirled out.
That says a lot for Nate. He fangirls over the littlest things.
Yeah, but can I reveal it now because I'm so stoked to ask this?
Sure,
go for it.
What's it like to work with Glenn Danzig?
I mean, it's kind of every emotion you could imagine, from the top to the bottom. It's crazy. It's, because I was a massive Misfits and Danzig fan growing up, Sammy and the whole world. So, and it's like, and he like requested me personally on Veronica.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was like, because I produced the crazy thing, just going back, like, one of my first gigs in LA when I moved here from New York was while I was working on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. A guy that I was working with was doing effects for a music video that Danzig was doing. And he was like, hey, would you want to work on this? And I was like, oh my God, like, yes. And I'll be a PA, whatever, production assistant, intern, whatever. I just, that would be awesome. And then he's like, oh, actually, he's looking for a producer. You produce short films. You want to produce it? And I was just like, yeah. So like I produced the Wicked Pussycat video off of Danzig 7, and I got to know
that is so awesome.
And we're having meetings in his house, like back when he had like the haunted house with the bricks and everything.
Yes,
and
it's the brick house.
It was in that house, and I get to the house, and it was like, holy crap! Like, you like really live the deal. Like it's like a Michael Myers house with boarded up windows, cobwebs everywhere, and not theatrics. It was just like really like that. I was like, whoa. And I'm looking at this book collection about like, freaks and different weird occult stuff while he's in there making a sandwich in the kitchen. And it was just like, this is so surreal, and then we're just having a meeting about the shot list and everything. And it was a trip.
Did the walls bleed though? Because I hear he's a huge fan of
elevator
bleed,
where the blood just gets off on like the second floor.
It's kept pretty dark in there, so I didn't see any bleeding walls. However, I did see the actual stained glass window from Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill, in the inset. Like the actual stained glass window was in his house from that album. And
are you serious? That's so awesome.
I know what that is. Whoa, a Wolverine Pez dispenser. I know what that is. Like it was just it was totally cool. And then flash forward all these years later. Have you guys seen the Core, the TV show on Shudder? It's like a kind of a horror.
No, I haven't gotten Shudder yet.
Not.
Yeah,
no.
Okay. If you get a chance, it's seriously, even if I had nothing to do with this show, it's like one of the best like horror movie talk shows ever done. It's the show that I wish was around when I was a kid. So I get brought into this show on Shudder to be like a co-host with the indie director Mickey Keating. He's the main host, and I'm the co-host. And then I come on every episode, and like some crazy effect happens, kind of surprising to one of the guests on the show. And then I come out and tell you how we did the effect, how we blew up Elijah Wood's head or whatever. And then I take you behind the scenes and show you like different ways you could do it, and how it's been done on different budgets for different films. Really cool stuff. And
How have
the
I not
last,
seen this?
it's so good. It's so good. We have like amazing guests from, Elijah Wood and Spectre Vision to we have the Saska sisters. Glenn Danzig was our last guest, and we had him on. Like, and he does an amazing interview like you've never seen before about all of his influences. I do an effect with Glenn, and we're comparing blood recipes, and he gives mine a thumbs up, which is cool. So this is all these years later, and we get reacquainted. And because of that experience, then he requested that I came in for the last day of filming on Veronica and did this big like throat slashing effect.
Oh yeah,
so
nice.
But it's
I
great.
can't tell you how stoked I was when that movie finally came to digital, because I never got to see it when it had like the very limited run.
Oh, you got
and I
to
made
see it in a live.
I made a
audience.
whole room full of my friends sit down and watch that with me.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the hell did you get me into?"
Yeah, it's an acquired taste for sure.
It is. I'm patiently waiting for Death Rider and the House of Vampires to come out.
Yeah, we did a bunch of stuff on Death Rider. But
it was playing in Columbus last year, but I missed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also like a totally like nuts film. But it's Glenn is like such his own person that like he just like completely does his own thing. So it's like whether he's breaking filmmaking rules left and right, he doesn't care. It's just like he's got a vision, and everything else be damned. So which that it's cool that like he's totally sticking to his guns, but also makes it very challenging for other people, and trying to figure out like what's in his head, because he's got a vision, but trying to figure out what that is. So eventually I realized like, okay, this is one of those sets where I need to bring every day. I have to bring all the bags of tricks. And it's like, oh, how about this? Oh, how about this? Oh, this? Oh, okay. Oh, we only have 10 minutes to get this ready. Okay, then I'll do this. So it was one of those where it was extremely challenging and exhausting, but had a lot of good times. I also got to Fear is one of my favorite bands of all time, and Lee Ving, the lead singer of Fear, had a role in the movie, and I got to hang out behind the scenes like for a couple days with him and just talk and ask him every question I ever wanted to know as a teenager. And it was just super
awesome.
Cool, yeah.
Nate, why did you start this interview at 11? I mean, this thing just went light speeded as soon as you said Danzig. And I was like, well, I'm just going to watch the fireworks go, man.
As soon as Jim said yes, I went, I am now 1 degree away from Glenn Danzig. I have to take this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm a Danzig fan, man. I grew up watching that stuff. I've always loved his things. But no, everyone can't see the grin on Nate's face right now. But then you see Jim light up like, oh, I have stories for you.
Yeah, I got someone to talk about punk rock with. This is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like in a lot of our worlds, like everybody's a bunch of nerds, but they're like different kinds of nerds. Like, oh, okay, you're horror movie nerds. You're just effects nerds. How many of them can I talk about punk rock with? Like, I have to, bring my girlfriend to all the shows because I don't know anybody else that's into good music hardly. So it's like, it's kind of tricky,
Well, I mean, but it fits perfectly. I mean, we do action, we do horror. What else fits perfectly? Metal, those type of music. And I mean, we've even had a death metal guy on the show before. So it just works with us. So why wouldn't you be like, we saw some of your filmography and a few of your promo reels, and just seeing, like Nate said, just seeing some of these, like, holy shit, he worked with that guy. Holy shit, you worked with Slipknot. Holy shit, you did all this other stuff. And it's just like, wow.
So has there ever been like a time where a director has won something so crazy, but due to budget or just time constraints, you're like, this isn't going to be doable? Or has there ever been something that you've tried to make and you're like, oh, like I don't have the skills for this just yet?
I mean, luckily, most of the projects that came my way, they they almost like sort of evolved with me. Like I would start out taking like gigs where there were like smaller, like little cuts and bruises and different things, simple gore gags, bleeding knife, throat slashing, whatever. And then it would kind of like, as I got more skilled, I just naturally was approached by more ambitious projects that kind of built with me. I mean, it's we try to always make sure that you're a problem solver, so
Yeah.
I try to never say that's not possible, because everything is possible depending on how you do it. Like I'll give like a variety of ways to do something on a budget, where it's like, okay, let's say you want an exploding head of this actor. Okay, well, it's going to be this much to life cast the actor, make a mold of his head, run ahead and then do the explosives inside and everything, blah, 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 blah. We don't have the time, or you don't have the budget for that. So I've got a variety of head molds. So why don't I just take a head that fairly closely resembles the actor? We paint it to look like him. We give him the same color eyes. We give him the same kind of hairdo. And when it's on screen for a split second, it'll usually work. Or you may have to like fudge your angle a little more of a 3/4 instead of directly on, and then it'll sell as that actor. That's a compromise the director has to make if you want that for your budget and timeline. So it's just, there's many ways to do things. When I was working on Where the Wild Things Are at Jim Henson's, I was on that for like 6-7 months, building those like 7-foot creatures. It's amazing, just like from the storybook.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite book as a kid. So that was like to me, that was the best dream job I've ever had, working on a studio film. And because Henson's was such an amazing atmosphere to be at. Everybody there was like top of their game, super cool. But all of those heads were filled with like super extensive animatronics and servos and all these things, to the point where they were pretty heavy. And once they got to Australia, the studio, they basically just got like dudes to be in the suits. They were not, a lot of them weren't professional like suit performers, and not anybody can just do that. A lot of people think that, oh, you can just throw any schmuck in a suit and he can be a monster. Not the case at all. I've seen a lot of great actors buckle, like literally on their knees crying because they can't handle it. So not anybody can do that.
The time that you're having to get put into the suit, and then how hot it's going to be, how long you're working in it. There's a lot that people don't think about. That's why it's like, just like voice actors, you don't hire like just a regular old actor to be a voice actor. Like these are specialties. These are crafts that everyone has, that's very talented in, that has dedicated their life towards. I can't remember the name of the guy that did the Krampus suit for the Krampus movie, but like that dude is insane. But the actor, I can't remember his name.
The actor, I don't.
Krampus,
I just
because
know
of how
it was Weta
giant
Studios.
his suit was, and he's just using a little iPhone to be able to see. In his suit,
Yeah, no, it's and a lot of people are claustrophobic, and that really gets to you. I mean, it can be. I had to play a like a 10-foot walrus up in the Andes Mountains, in the winter, like up in the snowy Andes Mountains years ago, for like a Bridgestone tires commercial. And I had to be like trucking, and this thing probably weighed about 400 pounds. And I had to move it a little bit at a time through the snow. And you can't hear anything, and they're shouting directions, and it's super exhausting. And then I started to see sinkholes that went down 20 feet deep, and they wanted me to keep going across that. And I went to my walking. I'm like, tell the director, hell no, never going to happen. Never going to happen. If I fall, I'm just dead. By the time you get to me, I'm already dead.
Or the 400 pounds is just going to crush you.
Exactly.
You know?
absolutely.
So
And
That's
at that
like
point, I'd be
putting the
like,
cork
what
in
the
the
hell do these
bottle.
tires have to do with anything?
exactly. And like, not that anybody's trying to be dangerous, but for the most part, everybody on set is preoccupied with getting the shot as fast as possible. So a lot of times you're on your own for your own safety. So it's up to you to put your own foot down and be like, screw you, not going to happen. Let's figure this out. And in that case, they had to get these metal planks to go and hide these metal planks all through the snow and pack those down so we knew those were safe. Then I could hike across the metal planks knowing I'm not going to fall in a 20-foot sinkhole. So it's
Wow.
you never
Insane.
know what you're going to get into, you know.
Right.
Um,
That's amazing.
but
Wow.
but yeah, so the point of that was that in Australia, these guys weren't, a lot of them weren't trained suit actors, so they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the weight of those heavy heads, so they had to gut all of those expensive animatronics out and just do CG on a lot of the faces. And everything you see in that movie that's CG with the face movement, we did all of that practically. But because of the weight of it, it had to be gutted, which was
Are
just
you
a hard break,
serious?
you know?
Well, that's
So
a
it's like
heartbreak.
sometimes
That's a
it'll be
budget
like a,
breaker.
yeah,
That's insane when you hear that
totally
stuff.
yeah.
That
I
reminds
mean,
me of they did the Thing prequel, and I
Mhm.
watched, because everyone complains it's terrible CG, and they're not wrong. And I watched a documentary about it, and all the special effects guys were like, "We built it all. We
Right.
did it practical." And then studio and everyone decided, let's just do it in CG. It'll be easier. And he's like, every gag you see that everyone's mad about, we had the real thing, and it would
Right.
have been glorious. And it's so frustrating when you hear these behind the scenes things of what it takes to put that on the film.
Right.
And that
You
it's
don't
why I
have final
love.
cut, so you know.
Right. It's
yeah.
like you can bring an actor on and they can tell you some of the behind the scenes, but I love when we bring on the guys in the trenches, the guys
Right.
that are under the walk planks doing whatever they need to do for the effects, they're covered in sticky blood, probably more than some of the actors that are supposed to get bloody. They're
Right.
just as covered as they are.
Exactly. That's how
And
it
it's
often happens. Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like to me too, like it just kudos to Spike Jones for actually wanting to do practical for that, and like
Yeah.
the
No,
CG is
he
so
fought for
great
that.
in that movie. Yeah, like
Yeah.
God, I remember being like on the verge of tears seeing that movie in theaters.
Well, we're all like
It's
real
just touching.
similar. Yeah, we're all like similar age. So I grew up with that book. I mean, even my kids, when they were younger, we had, Where the Wild Things Are for them to
Oh,
read.
yeah.
It's a
I mean,
staple of any kid. You're not
it's
a
timeless.
real child.
Honestly, it's a timeless kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of the
But
things
what
I
else you got,
also
Nate? There you go.
got to ask you. We found an old highlight reel of yours on YouTube,
Okay.
This
and
is
there's
funny.
a table saw, and there's a woman, and she
Speaking
is
of-
vertical, and I need to know more.
Speaking of
Hold on.
effects not going as they should have gone. Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to preface this though with Nate saying I have a question for him about that, because he sent me that reel, and I went, as do I, and he goes, wait, do you know what? I was like, table saw? He's like, that one. Yeah, we're going to ask you about the table saw. I immediately was already like, yeah, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, this is an old highlight reel. So you
Yeah.
beat Terrifier to Saw to the vagina.
Oh yeah, way before.
You were way ahead of it.
Way before. And I got to say,
What
that
was
was
that for? I can't pretend that,
was-
I know all of your work. So
that was for 2001 Maniacs: Field of Screams, which was the sequel to the Robert Englund 2001 Maniacs.
okay,
So and
all
then
right.
in ours, Bill Moseley stepped in as the Robert Englund character. And the crazy thing about it is that was one of the most, to this day, that's one of the most complicated effects that we've ever made. And it was one that I was most excited about for that film, because I was like, wow, I haven't seen this done. And honestly, I don't know how the hell we're going to do it. But
Right?
like
Yeah.
you once you gain a certain amount of experience and confidence, you just kind of like take a job knowing that you'll just figure it out. And
Right.
with that, for instance, we had a real table saw with a 30-inch blade, and we figured out, and we had a super short build timeline on that film too, but we figured out that, okay, what if we run a full female body, all silicone, but we cast tubing in along her entire body from head to toe. We cast tubing in that goes into both sides of her body independently. So if the body were in two halves split down the middle, both sides could spray blood out. So
Yes.
we figured what we had to do was cut out a foam channel, cut the whole channel of foam out from the middle of her body. So it's basically all clear, except in the middle is just her skin. So the saw blade could come up through the crotch first and split easily right through the entire body, all the way up through the head, both sides falling apart and spraying blood out of every part of them. Where they screwed up, and I'll tell you, I was there and it worked beautifully. We were like, oh my God, this is every bit as good as we thought it would be.
This is the game changer.
This is a low budget movie, no time frame. We had no time to test. I just built it and I was like, we're just going to pray that this works. It's got to work. It's got to work. But there's no way you can, it would be a very expensive test. So no way in hell. So we do it, looks great. And then we're like, okay, let's see playback. And they put the damn camera up by her head and the blade is coming towards camera. So it's spinning towards camera. So all the blood is gallons of blood shooting right at the camera. almost instantly, the camera's covered in blood and you don't see hardly anything.
No.
Like, idiots. No. I was just like, so I have to tell people how cool it looked, you know?
Like, trust me, it was a game changer.
Yeah,
on that day, we made killing history.
Film, but yeah, the whole glory of it is lost. Yeah.
I just have one question, and I told Nate, I was like, I want to know, how many times did you guys repeat the James Bond line? No, Mr. Bond, we don't expect you to talk. We expect you to die. Because that's what immediately you think, the laser going between his legs. And then we watched this little clip, and I'm like, that's a table saw going through a chick's legs. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, at least once or twice that was mentioned, yes.
That's all. That makes me happy.
Good.
That's all that matters. Nate, what else you got, brother?
Your film, your directorial debut with Strange Nature, do you have more in the pipeline? And also, I like that it reminded me of what Troma always does. It has like a message when it comes to pollution and pesticides and mutating frogs, which I did not know was a real thing until looking up more about the movie's history. I was like, oh shit, Minnesota has weird frogs.
I know. I was like, I'm going to be the first one to expose this, damn it. You know? and the real thing, what's cool about it is it's all the frogs in the movie are real. Like, because we were thinking,
okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, because we were like, originally when we were in pre-production, was like, how the hell, like, we know how to do a lot of different kinds of effects and puppets, but how are we going to do tiny little frogs that look realistic and can move right with all these extra limbs and different things? And then I was like, started thinking, I was like, well, wait a minute, it's a real thing. It's a real issue going on. Maybe we can get the real thing, you know? So I started reaching out to the scientific community, and they actually end up being super cool and embrace us, because they're like, thank God somebody's finally making a movie about this, because they felt screwed over by the news media and the government for basically brushing the whole thing under the carpet.
I mean, it felt like The Simpsons,
right? Yeah,
Blinky.
Yeah.
Blinky.
Yeah. Totally. So, one of the leading U.S. ecologists that are still researching these cases in the U.S. Basically became our consultant and lined us up with the real live specimens. So we were raising these like deformed frogs for years. Wow. and would film them, because I you know, this was a passion project that took over a decade to make. So we would film pieces at a time, like, oh, the frogs reach maturity. I know what scenes are going to be shot with the frogs. Let's shoot inserts now, because you never know their life cycle is very fickle. You don't know how long they're going to last. They could be around for a couple months. They might be there 8 years. You don't know for sure.
Well, that had to be hard too, piecing together a film like that when
Extremely.
you're working with a child actor. That's always like a no.
Yeah, and
You're
a bunch
working with
of
animals. That's always
exactly.
no.
Effects, stunts.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the effects guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in that movie too.
A lot of locations. It was
That's
yeah,
a
like
daunting task for you.
Totally, it was the dumbest thing I could have ever done.
Nice, good.
I was compelled. I had to, like, this had to be the one. You know, like I know I should have just written a movie about two guys in a room talking, but that's not what came to me. You know,
No, that's not going to have a woman falling down on a stick and having her like hand pierced
right, exactly. Tiffany Shepis.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense why you and Pierce got along so well, because Pierce's first movie out was I want giant crabs attacking a town, and not just big crabs. I want horseshoe crabs, man-sized crabs, then a kaiju-sized crab.
Exactly.
You two fit so well together. And again, I'm going to tell our listeners, please go listen to our interview about Pierce and crabs. But I'm going to talk now because this ties good with Jim, is how Pierce got a hold of you. And it seems like Lloyd Kaufman has this magnet that attracts these type of people, because Pierce's conversation was, I met him at a theater and we were the only two couples in there. He immediately invited Pierce to the office for the next day and gave him a tour around Troma Studios. Yeah. And I'm getting these flashbacks of like, holy crap, this guy's legit. Like, you keep getting multiple stories of the same thing. You're like, this is insane. But when he asked about the special effects, he goes, I got a guy and it's Jim. Contact this guy. So I want to go back into that a little bit, because Crabs is getting released here pretty soon. I think it's July or August, somewhere around there.
Yeah, in that
tentatively. It's we don't have a definitive. Pierce is supposed to let us know, but
it's coming soon. Yes.
What was that first initial meeting with Pierce like? And then what were your thoughts when he goes, this is what I want you to do? This goes right along with what Nate was talking about. Like, when someone has an idea and the budget isn't always there, because we got a little bit from Pierce's perspective, but how about from the special effects guy that went, I have to do this now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you have to be very careful what you say yes to. But when Pierce first reached out to me, and he gave me just like the Reader's Digest pitch on the film, I was like, wow, like, I really respect you're going to try to do that as an independent film. Like, I really respect the ambition. And I was just like, let me, honestly, like a good quarter of the people that come to you are, jokers. They're never going to get their thing made in a million years.
They're aim for the star type people.
And so you have to be careful about who you waste your time with, because it's just reading a feature-length script is people don't understand. Young filmmakers, they want everybody to read their script. You don't understand. That's a massive commitment of time to really sit down and read 90 to 120 pages and really like pay attention to it and digest it. That's like a big ask.
See what the vision is.
Yeah. And if this isn't a real thing, you've wasted a colossal amount of somebody's time. So
valuable time. Yeah, absolutely.
Super valuable time. So I was like, okay, well, I was like, Lloyd referred you and you seem cool. And I like the pitch, send me the script. And I look over the script and I'm just like, holy crap. I was like, this is a really good script. And nobody makes movies like this anymore. I mean, you're talking Gremlins meets Aliens meets Godzilla. Nobody makes those movies anymore. I was just like, this is like, Gremlins was like my favorite movie as a kid. This is like somebody of my generation getting to work on something like that. I was like, holy crap, we have to make a deal. We have to make a deal. So I do an effects breakdown. We go back and forth on the budget. And it was like, okay, with what you have, we can just barely make this work. But on my end, just as a fan, and I was like, I had a good feeling about him. I was like, this is going to be really something special.
The moment that trailer dropped, we were all freaking out.
Right?
Everyone on the podcast network, we're like,
And
Oh my
that's
God.
exactly what I
Sure.
hoped it would be.
Like,
you know?
we were just
Yeah.
like, that
Oh,
girl's eyeball dangling out. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
yes, this is what we want to see.
Nate's selling it, but literally we have one of our guys send us the trailer, our buddy Pete, and he goes, "Watch this," and we all watched it. And I tell you, 20 minutes later, we are IMDbing everyone involved. We are sending in
I
messages
instantly
to
sent Pierce a
everyone.
message like,
Nice.
hey.
It was instantaneous, but and we're small. We're not a huge podcast or anything like that, but we
Yeah.
love the independent movies. And to get Pierce to respond to us, and then he's willing to talk to us, and then now we've got you on here. I mean, it's just what you were talking about, where you're watching these things and it's like no one does this. That's why this show is called Give Me Back My Horror Movies. We want people to make movies like the ones we grew up with.
Right.
We're all sitting here similar age. We all grew up around the same time period. We watched all those movies and we loved them, and now we're watching them get destroyed in reboots and remakes and CGI'd to death and everything. So when I saw I've seen Crabs. So Pierce sent us over a screener. So Nate
I
is
gotta
in for
wait till it comes out. I'm so
Nate
stoked,
is in
though.
for a treat and a
Yeah.
half.
I thought it was
Which
originally gonna be
why-
4th of July weekend. So this past weekend, I was like, oh man, maybe Krabs is on Apple TV now. I was like, nope, not yet.
Nope,
No.
not yet, not yet. Little longer, but
That's all right. I finally got to sit down and watch X. That was worth my time.
when this movie comes out and everyone goes and watches it, you'll understand what Jim's talking about and Pierce was talking about someone had this crazy idea. I wish we could spoil a little bit more, but I really try not to spoil the movie at all. Of reading what I watched on paper and you being like, holy shit, this sounds, I can see why you jumped on. I get the Lloyd angle of it really
Right.
sealed it for you, but
Yeah.
if you didn't know Lloyd, if it wasn't involving Lloyd, you probably still would have read that script going, please God, let this be real. Please
Right,
God, let them be
exactly.
serious about
Let
this.
this not just be some pipe dream. Like, oh, you're really planning on making this? Oh, okay. We've got 2 months to build 25 mutant horseshoe crabs and 5 giant creature suits and a bunch of
So
kills.
awesome.
Sure. Yep, we got it.
And he's kind of underselling it right there too. I feel
no,
like there's a lot more that
no,
went
it was
into this.
massive. It was a massive amount of work.
It was.
But it was so cool. And like you said, like these things don't happen very often. So like our whole effects crew was just like giddy about it. Like everybody was into it. Super cool vibes. Everybody, being on set for it. Everything was great.
That's awesome.
And and filmmakers like Pierce, that is the hope for the future. And luckily, we're getting in more and more young filmmakers, guys in their 20s, that want all practical. So it's like, okay, good. You haven't been tainted by like a crappy CG upbringing, you know?
Yeah. I think it all comes down to that nostalgic thing, like phase that we're in right now. I mean, even like the latest season of Stranger Things, like
exactly.
Vecna being pretty much nothing but practical effects. Like
I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, Nate, so you shut
but
up.
You know who
about
Vecna is.
I know who Vecna is, but I don't want you slipping anything. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Be real.
Yeah. But no, you're right. And it was, but not that I'm trying to like rehash that whole thing, but you're the special effects guy. One of the things that Pierce brought up was he was like, I wanted all practical effect. I wanted miniature sets. And when he started talking about the budget to go back to what used to be cheaper to do versus CGI when it came out has now flipped, where CGI is basically dirt cheap depending on how in depth you want it to be, how involved. But he was talking like the miniature set they were wanting to build for the finale was like $1 million or something like that. And you're sitting,
it's massive. It's a massive amount of handcrafted work with a ton of people, and
that's gonna get destroyed, and you have one take to get it.
If you want to do it right,
that's the other issue.
I grew up watching Power Rangers. I know what happens to those little towns and cities around. They always blow up.
You do the shot, and there's like a gripper in the background of coffee, like, uh-oh.
Exactly.
And the thing is, and to not to trash CG either, because I helped bring in Kevin Van Hook, who's like an amazing VFX artist, and definitely he helped a lot. Like there's a lot of scenes where there's like little enhancements and a lot of stuff with the big kaiju battle at the end.
You need it. You do
you needed it, and I felt really successful in being able to integrate those worlds.
100%, man, and that's why I just. Like we said, we weren't running this as a Crabs promotion, even though the movie is coming out, and I'm sure you want it to do well, and everyone wants it to do well. But I love that kind of parallel where we get one side of the story, and then again, you get the guy that was really in the trenches making all this blue blood happen. And yes, blue blood, which is amazing. I'm so excited for everyone to see it when it comes out. But Nate, you got anything else?
Yeah, I've got at least 2 more. How's that sound?
2 more. Okay.
Do you have anything else? Because like Strange Nature is a lot of fun, and I don't want to like get away from like your own personal work. Like, do you have anything else in the pipeline, or like some ideas in that head that are spinning?
Tons of stuff.
Good.
I have a couple TV shows that I'm pitching. There's one that we had sold to Sci-Fi a couple years ago. So there's a few things going on. There's a feature that I possibly might be attached to direct in the UK, maybe Scotland. So there's that involves a lot of creature effects and cool stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff in the pipeline. But it's one of those things where that whole world, it really all comes down to finance, where this thing can get greenlit tomorrow, or it might be 4 more years. You just don't know. You just move on and keep throwing it out there and see what sticks,
Now shotgun blast that and just see what hits.
Yeah.
So then like when something like if Scotland happens and like you own your own studio, so like you have people under you.
Yeah.
Like is it then like, all right, here's how much it's going to cost for my whole crew to come with me? Like how's that all work out?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. Like, different states and countries have like parameters as far as production goes, where they may allow you to bring 2 people or 4 people or 1 person, and everybody else has to be a local. So it's kind of like a case by case basis,
Well,
Like,
you get into issues. Yeah, I was gonna say you get into issues with like work visas. You get into a lot of
all
that you get a lot of red tape.
Exactly.
We've talked about red tape on other things.
COVID has not made anything any easier as well.
No, totally.
Like,
I'm on my way to 2 different features in North Carolina, and between July and August, and both of them can't really allow any extra people. One, we've got 2 people, and one it'll just be me, and then a couple local people there. So it's sometimes
you'll be kind of close to me. I'm in Virginia, so you're gonna be neighboring me for a little bit.
Okay, all right. I'll see if you can come up for a set visit.
There you go.
Don't tease me, Jim.
All right.
Cover Charlie in all the guts.
Yeah, there you go.
All the guts.
I'll do it.
All the leftover guts. Just throw them on him.
Look, all I say is I love watching special effects. It's always been a passion of mine since I was a kid. But like you said, on the East Coast, we ain't got shit over here. It's not like I can go intern somewhere. So I've always had that passion of it. But I love watching videos, but I've realized in my years, I'm like, I can't do live casts. I'm claustrophobic as all get out. And I don't even want to face live cast. Like, I think I would freak out.
Right.
And so I'm like, put the prosthetic on me, make blood pop out of me. I don't care. Any of that is fine. Just if you want to blow me up, you're going to find someone that looks like me, like you said.
And you're just going to copy that head, but no.
No.
I mean, it's good. It's good that you know that about yourself, because a lot of people just assume that they can handle it. And like we've had some pro wrestlers that in lately that we've been working with, and they have a hard time. They got a real hard time, kind of like not going into panic mode under that, so.
Oh yeah. I've had it since I was a kid, so I was well aware. But when you see it and all you see is the breathing straws coming out of their nose and everything, because your mouth has to be molded on some things.
Everything's sealed. Your ears are cut off. Your everything.
Yeah. you start thinking, what if I have a cold that day? What if I have a stuffy nose? I'm gonna die in a
Yeah.
life cast. It's a dead
Exactly.
cast now, Jim.
Everybody
Thanks,
has a
Jim.
different reaction. Some people have to be stoned. Some people have to be drunk. I mean, it's across the board. I'll
Knock
tell you
my
that-
ass out. I'm
Yeah,
Mr. T
exactly.
if you
Please
want me to
tranquilize
fly.
it. Yeah, that's cool. But then, like the little girl in my movie, Chalet, that had the deformed,
Yeah.
the facial deformity. She came in and did a life caster at like 8 years old. Like biggest pro ever.
Awesome.
Just chilled the whole time. It was like
You're not guilting me into this, Jim. I don't care if she was
Yeah,
8
exactly.
or whatever.
That
It's not
8-year-old
working.
girl could do it. Come on. Don't be a bitch.
Exactly.
Nope, I'm a bitch. I'm not doing it.
Like
As long as we can
the
call it, you know.
the
Yeah.
prosthetics that you put on even David Matney, who was in one
Yeah.
of the episodes of Boba Fett, like that guy's he's got a stature to him.
Yeah, he's
You know?
giant. He's almost 7 feet. It's crazy. And then had to do that tumble off the porch with
Yeah.
fighting a mutant wolf, and yeah, it was all kinds of stuff. And then the DP was like, "Oh, I was like, here, set up the second camera so we can get a couple different angles." He's like, "Well, can he just do it again and we'll shoot?" And I'm like, "Hell no! It's a 450-pound guy tumbling off of a.
I don't want this
one.
guy.
I'm not gonna ask this guy to do it twice. You know,
We're big dudes. We don't get up that easy, man. I'm 6'4",
Yeah,
almost 300 pounds. You knock me down, I need a minute. You
Right.
know, that's all.
Exactly.
You get like 2
Take a
takes
man's
max.
knees out.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
Oh.
And,
All right, Nate, what else you got, brother?
Well, I think I'm at my last one.
Okay, well,
are we
before you
cool
do
with
your
this?
last one,
Yeah.
I don't want to put this in the outtakes. This happened before I hit the record button, so I'm just going to set it up now. Nate noticed something behind Jim
Oh, okay.
that I'm looking at scribbles, and this is kind of going to be reenactment. But Nate, I need you and Jim to do this again because I'm watching this originally going, are you freaking kidding me? I haven't hit the record button yet. These two are fanboying to death over here.
Well,
so proceed, Nate.
nobody has ever caught this, by the way.
Oh, so this is awesome. The
Yep.
reason I caught it was he has a lyric sheet for a band that I absolutely love, Off With Their Heads. And the lyric sheet is Don't Make Me Go. When I saw Off With Their Heads play in Dayton, they were selling lyric sheets for various songs. And so when I was looking, I was like, all right, I just watched the movie. Off With Their Heads was the opening song, like opening band for the movie. And I was like, that's got to be it. And sure as shit, it is, isn't it?
Yep. Sure is. I saw Off With Their Heads, one of my favorite bands too, and I saw them play live here in LA like a year before we started making the movie. And I approached the lead singer, Ryan Young, and he was like, hell yeah, man, I would love to have that song in the movie. And it's about mutant animals, and he's from Minnesota too, so I was like, oh hell yeah, it's like keep it all in the family. And he connected me with Epitaph Records, and we worked out a deal where we could make it happen. It was pretty
So
awesome. You know?
I need to give context though. I'm looking at the same picture Nate is, and I
it's
see
scribbles. It's literally scribbles.
and an eye exam, and I see an O, an M, a G, and that's all I get out of it. And Nate's over here going, I don't know what that lyric sheet is, and it's this.
Look,
and I'm like, you son of a bitch, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know, there are some bands that like hit you at the right moment. That album In Desolation came out in 2010, and it was like, this is me. Like, thank you. And like as they get older, it's like it just kind of follows me. You know, like as the new albums come out and stuff, it's like, no, now it's like I am now hit that chapter of my early 30s. Ryan has already experienced this. Now it's I'm feeling what he's feeling, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You know, on a just kind of a completely crazy side note, I was supposed to direct a music video for them. I was commissioned by them and Epitaph to direct a music video for their new album, the last album that came out. And we were prepping it. We had some really crazy effects in it and everything. We're going to shoot it all at my FX studio. And as we were building that, I don't know if you heard about what happened with the band. And
I heard about that.
All that went down. They had this horrible tragedy up in Canada, and it all fell apart. And Just
Oh, that's
yeah,
sad.
so because there was gonna be some gory things happening in the video
Oh,
too, and then it was a very weird time
Bad
to do something
timing.
like that.
Yeah.
So it all kind of dissolved, unfortunately. But
Uh,
we're hoping that we can work together on something in the future.
You've got that
Definitely, for sure.
connection. So even if things fall apart, as
Exactly.
long as it was no one's fault, like someone's
Right,
pointing
exactly. It
fingers.
was just a
Yeah.
crazy timing.
Crazy accident.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
saw them in Dayton, I drank too much and then passed out outside of a Waffle House. I didn't get to eat my Waffle House that night.
Also, it
As a
wasn't
true
Taco
story.
Bell this
It wasn't
time, right?
Taco Bell. Like
Yeah.
me and a
Oh,
buddy
that's
went out.
great.
The
Yeah.
girl I was dating at the time was upset that I decided to go to the punk rock show instead of being with her that night, even though she told me I could go. So there's a reason why she's an ex. She was terrible.
Yeah,
There you go.
and that's very punk rock of you to take the show over the girl.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
One more thing before Nate does his final thing, and we thank Jim for being here. Is they also started another conversation. Jim this will already have happened by time everyone hears this, but he's going to an event tonight,
Yeah.
and Nate fanboyed again because of who this event is for or is doing it.
Are you
So,
allowed to say who you're gonna go see in a minute?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nate, go ahead and do this one again.
All right,
I'm
man.
I'm reenacting
What
what
event
happened.
are you going to
before.
go to tonight, Jim?
So tonight is the first big art solo show for Jay Weinberg, the drummer for Slipknot, and so I'm gonna go out support them. We've been making their masks for the last 3 years,
There it
3
is.
4 years.
So awesome.
So off this
So
whole
awesome.
last album cycle, we've done a lot of work with Jay. We just made him a new one that we collaborated heavily with him. Super cool guy. We love those guys. We really have a great time working with them. We got to know them really well. So anything they're into, we're in full support of.
That's so sweet. Because like for me, it's little 7th grade Nate getting
Yeah.
introduced into metal, and like I mean everyone's gateway band is either Metallica or Slipknot, and mine just happens to be
Right.
both.
Yeah.
Mine was Metallica.
Yeah,
I
like,
can,
when
I
I
can
first heard-
confirm that theory.
Yeah. When Kill Them All, when a buddy put that in the tape deck, I went, "Oh, so now this is what I like."
Yeah. Right. Just-
Mine was
And
Ride
then
the
another
Lightning.
buddy,
Yeah.
his older brother, had that first Slipknot album and went, "Oh, well, check this out. We're not supposed to listen to this." And it was like, "Oh, now it's really fast and angry."
yeah, exactly. There's definitely an evolution there.
And then like I was like, Weinberg, his dad's the drummer in the Bruce Springsteen band because I'm a huge Springsteen fan. So
yeah,
yeah.
Max Weinberg. Yep.
It's
All
just
right.
all around nerding out for me in music.
So everyone got everyone's caught up now to what I experienced before. I got to remember
Yeah.
to just hit the red button when I start this thing. So, all right, guys. Nate has one more question. It's his patented end of the interview question, and
It
Jim,
is.
I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize now. So, Nate, hit us with your final question.
All right, Jim, this is the most serious question you will ever receive in your entire career.
All right.
Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
I gotta go Shrek 1. I'm a purist.
Oh!
Oh, our first
all right.
Shrek 1.
We have a Shrek 1.
Yep.
Explain yourself.
It hit me and it was fresh and yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen either one, but they're both great, but I just I think the first one has that special place in my heart.
Shrek 1 may not have Tom Waits in it, but I'll allow it.
And Jim, don't bother asking. I don't know where he came up with this question. He asked it the very first interview we
I
ever
want to
did.
say
Oh,
whatever
is it your
interview.
standard question?
Yeah, this is how I end everyone. I want to
great.
say what it was is I had just watched Shrek 1 and 2 like
Probably
the week of
was.
an
And the
interview.
thing is, it may be like awful now. Maybe I mean, like if
Oh,
I go back to back,
no.
like
1 and 2 hold up so well. They're
Okay,
like a Queen album where like you listen to it and go, "Oh wow, that's still really good."
because I remember a few years ago, we saw all the original Star Wars films in the theater,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like yes, it was like my biggest thing growing up, and I hadn't seen Return of the Jedi in probably at least 25 years, and I was just like, huh. I was like, some of this is kind of bad. I was like, I remember this being like the greatest thing ever, but some of it's kind of bad. I was like, damn, you know?
I've been going through the entire saga. So 1, 2, Clone Wars, and then doing like Rebel, like everything in order that's
nice.
on Disney Plus, and like just got through A New Hope, and I haven't seen that in 5 years or something like that. It's one of those like watched it a lot as a kid, and as an adult, you kind of you get slowed down from things, and like rewatching, I'm like, man, this movie is a little bit slower than I remember.
Right? Yeah.
Like you just get that adult for instance, like I still love it, but like,
well, the thing is, we're looking through different eyes now. Like attention spans were a completely different world.
Yeah.
Back then. So
we had no internet back then. When we watched a movie, it was an event kind of thing.
It was
it's
normal.
Like, we sat down and watched it. We weren't scrolling our phones. If you wanted to play Nintendo or watch a movie, we couldn't do both at the same time unless we were the rich kids with 2 TVs.
Oh hell no!
So
that wasn't happening.
Watched a movie,
right, and you were there and you were you were a participant in it, and you were along for the ride. Whereas now we kind of just want to get to the chase like right away. Like take for instance like a film like Cujo, never in a million years would be made now.
No.
Because you would never have a genre film with that much character buildup before you get to the killer dog.
Yeah, there's a whole plot line with the husband and wife.
The thing, and that's what makes you care about those characters. But we wouldn't give a damn about that now. They would just try to get to like the fun part as fast as possible.
And to me,
the worst part is I haven't watched that movie in so long. Friends of ours just covered it on their show, and they're running through it, and I'm going, I totally forgot about the mother and the dad and everything.
Yeah,
I remember the dog.
Yeah,
but that's been that long since I sat there and watched it that my brain just like Return of the Jedi. I remember, Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett and all this other stuff.
It's all about Max Rebo, sir.
Max Rebo's in it. We love Max Rebo here, but I also treat all 3 movies as one movie. You start at one, you end at Return.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. There is no which one's better. They're all one movie. I don't care.
I'm forever Team Ewoks. Someone in our Facebook group said that Jar Jar was better than Ewoks, and I was like, no, no.
That's wrong on every level. Yeah.
Nothing's better than Jar Jar. You heard it here first. All right, well, Jim, we appreciate you coming on here. We don't want to tie up any time.
Go hang out with Slipknot, man.
Yeah, right.
I gotta go party with those guys tonight. I'll
catch
you guys later.
Catch up some new masks. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe name drop us. I don't know. I don't think it'll do
it
again. But
But anyway,
like I was on a horror podcast. You don't have to say the name or anything like that. But
but again, thank you for coming on, and everyone, please. I mean, go IMDb Jim, and you will be blown away by the list of movies he has been involved with, has worked on. But above all, go check out his movie, his personal project, Strange Nature.
Spend $5 on Amazon. I never want you to spend money on Amazon, but just do it.
Yeah, and even if you're totally broke and you don't mind commercials, you can even see it on Tubi. So
we love Tubi. Tubi is a huge thing for us doing movie podcasts.
Where
the hell is this movie? Exactly. Tubi to the rescue.
Totally. Yep.
But and as you guys will follow us, we will keep everyone updated on Crabs. Pierce keeps us fairly up to date on when releases are happening. We also follow everyone on the Instagram. Jim, do you have you want to promote anything you have on your social media?
Give us your sites and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Our Instagram is at Ojala SFX, and we've got a lot of crazy stuff on there. And a lot of the cool behind the scenes of Strange Nature is at Strange Nature Movie on IG. And then we also have an Ojala Productions Facebook page too, with all kinds of the cool projects we're working on. And if anybody's at Comic-Con this year coming up in a couple weeks, we've got a special walk around creature that we're making for it that's going to be promoting something very big coming out soon. So that's going to be at Comic-Con. We're in the middle of making it right now, and it's killer.
That's fantastic.
Cannot wait to see that then.
All right. Yeah, being on the East Coast, I don't think I'll make it out there.
Right. Yeah, we'll share some pictures anyway.
It's a bucket list thing for me, that and Star Wars Celebration.
I want that, I was like, I have zero desire to go to California, but I want to go to Comic-Con at least once to say I've done it.
Everybody should. I mean, seriously, just for the people watching, it's incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see most of these other guys at other shows.
Right.
I want to go see the people. Exactly. It's a community. It's like going to Mos Eisley. We'll just say it. You never know what crime and villainy you're going to find there.
Right.
But
absolutely.
again, Jim, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
spending
so much,
time with
dude.
us tonight. And everybody, please check out all his work. Again, Crabs, Strange Nature. And Jim, thank you again
Great.
so much.
Thank you guys. Much
Thank
appreciated.
you, bud.
All right. Take
Awesome.
care.
Dude, I love that interview, man. That was amazing.
I feel like we're getting pretty good at these things.
I think so. Also, you're still going for that Shrek question.
Always.
Every time.
I cannot wait to keep asking people Shrek 1 or Shrek 2 forever until I die.
Yeah, but that means I'll never not
At
have to.
RalphCon, I'm just going to ask random people Shrek 1 or Shrek 2.
I think you should. That'd be awesome.
We'll get
That's
a
right.
white shirt and we'll just write Shrek 1 on the front, Shrek 2 on the back, and we'll just give people a Sharpie.
Oh, you could be a walking pole.
Exactly.
Seth's going to lose his mind. He may chase you around the show screaming copyright infringement. I'm not 100% sure.
We'll do what we got to do.
It'll be fine. So, yeah. Thanks for checking out the interview, guys.
Yes.
I think we've pretty much said what we needed to say in the interview right there.
Follow Jim on Instagram, OJALAFX. And he also has OJALAVISION, Ojala Vision. Just so you can see everything that this man's up to. You even got Strange Nature movie that you can follow, so you can see some of the behind the scenes of his own movie that he made.
Yep. He's also been sharing the Slipknot masks that he had made that we talk about in the interview right there.
Yeah, as soon as the new Slipknot single had came out, he was instantly sharing the mask that he had made.
Yep. So amazing stuff that it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun just getting those little inside things and how two little metal punk rockers can bond so quickly in the matter of like 10 minutes on that episode.
It's incredible what can happen.
Just say Danzig. Nate just he immediately perks up like,
yeah. Where?
All right, so don't forget you can find us over on all of the social media sites with Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we are announcing right now we will be going live on YouTube August 6th. Why August 6th, you say? Nate, why are we doing it August 6th?
Because August 5th, Prey, the Predator prequel comes out, and we're going to watch it that night and then instantly talk about it at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, doing a live stream breaking down this movie and what we thought. You're going to get a full episode live with us. You'll get to see our nerve caves and our beautiful faces, and I am excited and nervous.
It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. It's fun. I'm
not going to know what to do with my hands.
Just don't let them
We've already
float
talked
up
about
above
this.
your face. We already have. We've already talked about that. No. And also with us starting the YouTube channel, we will be uploading our episodes to it. So if you prefer to listen to your podcast through YouTube, that will be another option for you. You'll be able to comment directly on some of the episodes. And again, we won't be doing live streams all the time. It's not going to be like our new format. It's going to be for hopefully more interviews where we feel like we should have everyone being able to see what's going on, and just maybe we might do a handful of live streams where we just have an open kind of conversation.
Yeah, we're discussing doing just like casual talk, not maybe reviewing a movie, but this is another way of us to be able to interact with you. And that's what I'm excited about, is if you want to join in on the conversation right there and ask us anything, we can answer. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. And as you've heard me say, I do the live stream with the Action Elite. It's a ton of fun. They have the live chat so people can comment. We can actually pull the comments up and put them up on the live stream so other people can read them as it goes onto the video. So we're trying something new. We got to move with the tides of social media, and they're pushing video really, really hard now. So we'll see how it works out for us. But yeah, August 6th, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to review Prey. So pray it's good. Nate, what's a good word, Bubba?
Charlie, you son of a bitch.
Now, let's talk about how I get back home.